I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. The tit, the most unassuming of bird species. The tit is from a large family of small passerine birds which mainly occur in the northern hemisphere. Members of this family are commonly referred to as tits throughout much of the English-speaking world. These birds are mainly small, stocky, woodland species. Some have crests or beards. Just like another animal, the Alba commune pine, they range from 4 to 8 inches. Many species live around human habitation and come readily for nuts or seed, and learn to take other foods. This message was presented by the DeWeather Institute for Climate Knowledge. The DeWeather Cares Knights Tits Kickball Tournament is coming this October and benefits 4 cancer-related charities. See DeWeather Center on Facebook for more information. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Richmond Raceway, Richmond, Virginia, where tonight the iRacing Silver Crown Cup will take to this 3/4 mile long bull ring. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you joining us here this evening. 38 cars total on the entry list. Pick up Jeffrey Stanton as he's going to make his way into turn number 1 in that black and blue number 94. A lot of familiar names in this one. Also seeing some, well, quite frankly, different names than what we've seen in the past here. Qualifications, as we mentioned, are just underway. Derek Love going to be at the top of the speed charts. Let's get you the best lap times up here on the screen so you can see where your favorite is currently running. Wayne Hutchison going to be quick timer to 20.239 for his first lap. See what Stanton's able to do on lap number 2. We'll pick up Hutchison. New quick time, Jeffrey Stanton. New quick time, Brandon Buchberger. Boom! Wayne Hutchison back to the top of the charts. 20.069 seconds. 20.069, the lap time for Wayne Hutchison. So he's going to head to the top of the speed charts here this evening. Let's pick up Pablo Donoso. Give Pablo a little bit of love here as he's going to make his way off of turn number 4 on his second lap, currently 8th quick on the scoreboard. See what he's going to be able to do on lap number 2, and he does not improve, 20.258 seconds. Pick up our pole sitter 1 week ago, Josh Batista. West Shire going to put himself up to 14th on the board at a 20.630. Batista comes around for lap number 1. He's going to be 9th quick, 20.310 seconds. As Josh comes around to complete his qualification run, let's tell you about the weather conditions here. Well, quite frankly, this morning at Richmond, presented by our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather for eastern Pennsylvania. 72 degrees is the ambient temperature. Wind's going to be out of the south-southeast at 7 miles per hour. Track temperature only 74 degrees. However, we were hearing from the drivers that that is expected to rise pretty rapidly over the course of the race, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. Here's Thomas Lewandowski in the number 2. As always, make sure you check in the comments here. We'll be able to get those up on the screen for you. Thank you, everybody who is tuning in here on both YouTube and Twitch this evening. Taking a look at the point standings, Brandon Buchberger is your early season point leader after 1 week. 208 points. The total score for Brandon Buchberger. Manuel Paredes coming in at 198. Thomas Lewandowski at 189. Nate Ranke at 180. Derek Love rounds out your top 5 at 171. Pablo Donoso, James Watson, Wayne Hutchison, Joseph Smith, and Mike McConville will wrap up the top 10. Looks like the only car we do not see out on the racetrack yet is the number 13 of John Baran. He would be looking to be your 19th place starter here this evening as we are inside of 60 seconds remaining in the qualification session. 1 week ago, we kicked things off at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Tonight, we start things off with back-to-back-to-back road courses. Richmond Raceway. Next week, we're going to head off to Stafford Motor Speedway. Then the Nashville Fairgrounds Oval as we get into the month of October. I can't believe we're already into October. Nashville Super Speedway and the Milwaukee Mile will complete the first half of the schedule for Silver Crown 2021 Season 4. See if we can't sneak in a quick word here with Jeffrey Stanton. His qualifications have wrapped up. And Jeffrey, we're hearing that this place may get a little bit difficult as the race goes on here. Sounds like temperatures are going to rise and the handle may get tough here as that fuel gets light.
Yeah, it's going to spike in track temp as the race goes on here, so it's going to get sketchy here at the end.
What are you thinking? How's the car feel? Good fourth place qualifying position tonight.
I'm just going to try to survive. I do not like this place at all.
I'm hearing a lot of that out of drivers. They either love it or hate it. Well, Jeffrey, good luck tonight. Thank you very much for checking in with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for broadcasting.
So there you go. There's Jeffrey Stanton. Let's get a look here at your starting grid as we get ready to roll off here. Wayne Hutchison and Brandon Buchberger will occupy the front row for this 80-lap feature event. Thomas Lewandowski and Jeffrey Stanton on row number 2. Laura Gerhardt, Austin Miller on row 3. Ryan Steele, Josh Batista on row number 4. Derek Love and Pablo Donoso will occupy the 5th row. Joseph Smith and James Watson on row number 6. Row 7 will have Manuel Paredes and Nate Ranke. Joe Gauthier, Westshire back there on row number 8. Row 9 will see Tommy Toe and Justin Kleber. All alone in row number 10 will be Canadian John Baran. Field's going to get rolling here. They will have 2 laps behind the iRacing safety car. As we mentioned, 80 laps will be the race distance here tonight. They do have 1 green-white checker available if that is necessary at the end of this race. No backup cars are on order, so if you wad it up, you're going to be done for the night. And quite frankly, a pit stop of any kind is going to put you pretty well behind the 8 ball. May be worth it late in the race. If you're running 10th to 15th, maybe you stop and take that splash of fuel, but that's going to be a pretty big gamble for the track position you're going to give up in the process. Field has gotten the 1 to go. Signal lights are out on top of the iRacing safety car. We're going to get ready to go. Green flag racing this next time by. Hearing the exit at turn 2 could be a trouble spot this evening. Also potentially a trouble spot at the exit of turn number 4. The other big part of this was that this place is really interesting to drive. You can either back the corner way up and make it up on corner exit, or you can dive it in deep. And with that, we're underway, and it's go time here at Richmond. One lap quickly in the books. Wayne Hutchison, Brandon Buchberger, Thomas Lewandowski occupy the top 3 spots. Side by side battle back in the pack here. Laura Gerhardt down to the inside of Austin Rich Miller. That will get cleared. Josh Batista going to try to follow through. Lap times in the 20-second range here this evening. If this race should go caution-free, it is going to be over in a very, very big hurry. Laura Gerhardt set the fastest lap of the race last time by 20.47 seconds. Austin Rich Miller hung up on the outside of the racetrack, having to deal with Ryan Steele looking down to the inside. Further up the racetrack, we've got a battle for the race lead. Brandon Buchberger down to the inside into 1. He will claim the top spot off of 2. Josh Batista setting a new fast lap of the race last time by 20.34 seconds. Throughout most of the field, we've got some pretty sustained gaps here, but here's Manuel Paredes looking to the inside of Austin Rich Miller. A little bit of right side romance. Oh man, Miller almost got down into Derek Love. He's going to keep falling back through the field. Some interesting names towards the back here. Nate Ranke, Derek Love, James Watson. We're not used to seeing those names towards the mid to lower half of the field here in the Silver Crown Series. Seeing our buddy Matt Wagner checking in here, defending champion of the Grid Rival Ezra IndyCar Series. We get to see him run this coming Thursday night, checking in the comments saying, these cars I've never driven on iRacing. I'm sure it's kind of difficult than it looks. Yeah, these things are a handful. That's putting it politely here. And as the fuel burns off, all the fuel is in the tank over the rear end of the race car. As that fuel burns off late in the race, they turn into twitchy little things to try to get around, especially the short, kind of flatter racetracks. These cars were built to run on the 1.5-mile type ovals that the NASCAR Cup Series runs on. Ran from 2006 to 2008. So we follow along here with the battle for the 8th position. Pablo Donoso, Lara Gerhardt, and Manuel Paredes. Big shout out to all our Chilean friends down there in South America. Hopefully you're all getting to tune in and enjoying the show here this evening. One car way up to the outside. That is the number 11, a Joseph Smith. Smith shuffled out on the high side and place almost driving like Martinsville tonight. You're really going to have to try to force your way down to the inside. Nate Ranke having a look inside of Smith. He'll get that spot. Smith going to tuck back down to the inside, chop the nose off of Derek Love. Looking up a little bit further forward in the field here, Josh Batista battling with Ryan Steele. Steele started the night in the 7th position. Gets the clean look inside of Batista. He'll claim 5th. Start to make his way up towards the front. No change for 3rd and 4th. Thomas Lewandowski and Jeffrey Stanton both holding serve in their positions. Brandon Buchberger, Wayne Hutchison have flip-flopped the top 2 spots. Slide back in the pack here. Pick up this parade that is Lara Gerhardt, Manuel Paredes, Nate Ranke, Joe Smith, Derek Love. Austin Rich Miller hanging on to the back of this one as well. Here's Paredes down to the inside of Gerhardt. Ranke going to try to file through on the inside. Already approaching the 1/4 distance mark here. We work lap number 17 at the Richmond Raceway. A lot of action coming up for you this week on the National Racing Network. Continuing tomorrow night with the TNT Rock Block, the Free V Series, the Bolt USF 2000 Series, and the Shock PM18 Series. All back to back to back, 8 to 11:30-ish or so Eastern Time. Also tomorrow, look for it around midday, the newest episode of the Pizza at the Pagoda podcast will be coming out. We're going to record that one in just a little bit here tonight. Hopefully get that one out for you folks tomorrow afternoon. Side by side, Lara Gerhardt and Nate Ranke. Gerhardt down to the inside. That red number 12. The 9 of Ranke running middle, top side of the middle lane, in fact. Derek Love, Joseph Smith. They're starting to get a little handsy with each other here. Solid in 3 and 4 the last time by. See what they're going to do here off of turn 2. Keep things in line. Austin Rich Miller wants a piece of the action as well. Miller going to pop back to the outside as Love is able to clear Smith down the front straightaway. Not close enough to chop the nose down, and Love has to get way high in 1 and 2. That's going to leave the door open for Smith. Love looks like he's got a really nasty push mid-corner. That car just does not want to stay down on the bottom of the racetrack. Slide up a little bit further forward here. Pick up Nate Ranke and Manuel Paredes. They're going to run nose to tail as well. This is the fight for the 8th position. running just a little bit back of Pablo Donoso. 1.6 seconds is the gap there. We're going to look forward here. Jeffrey Stanton down to the inside of Thomas Lewandowski. Lewandowski has to get way up to the outside safer barrier on the exit of turn 4. Stanton able to hold that yellow line down to the inside. Ryan Steele may have a crack here at Lewandowski as well. Brandon Buchberger continues to dominate this race. The lead is staying fairly tight here at the front of the field, though. We'll slide up, give you the full field rundown here in just a moment as Ryan Steele comes around Thomas Lewandowski. There is your battle at the front. Brandon Buchberger, Wayne Hutchison. Hutchison staying within about 6 car lengths, maybe 7 car lengths of Buchberger. There you got a peek at Jeffrey Steele, who runs in the 3rd position. Ryan Steele and Thomas Lewandowski going to complete your top 5. Good fight just back behind him as well with Josh Batista and Pablo Donoso. Those cars going to run 6th and 7th in the race right now. 8th place belongs to Nate Ranke, still caught up in the battle with Manuel Paredes. Paredes taking the big wide arc into the corner, dives it down to the inside, tries to get the big corner exit speed. A little bit of a tank slapper on corner exit. Laura Gerhardt completes the top 10 here this evening in the number 12. Just back behind is Joseph Smith, able to clear Derek Love, who's now caught up with Austin Rich Miller. Miller had an issue a little bit earlier in the race. He's down 7 spots from where he started this evening. Got to go full 2 seconds back behind these two to pick up James Watson. Battling with Joe Gauthier and Wes Shire in the Homestead Coffee Roasters, number 16. Tommy Toe runs in the 17th position. Justin Kleiber in the 10 runs in the 18th position. And there's a final car running on the racetrack. John Baran, not too far away from your leaders. But currently to this point, everybody's still on the lead lap of this race. Buchberger able to gap out over Wayne Hutchison. The lead now 0.8 of a second. Jeffrey Stanton closing in. He has that to within 0.3. Slide back here, pick up Ryan Steele and Thomas Lewandowski. Lewandowski not going quietly into that good night. He's currently holding on to the 5th position. Good battle back here between James Watson and Joe Gauthier. This is the fight for 14th as we are 14, almost 15 minutes into this race and rapidly approaching the halfway point. This fight continues to rage. How about Wes Shire having a peek way up to the outside of the racetrack? Wayne Hutchison and Jeffrey Stanton in the fight for the runner-up position here this evening. The number 7 Dog Bear entry of Hutchison leads the Napa Auto Parts number 94 of Jeffrey Stanton. If you're following along on timing and scoring or without trading paints on, Stanton will be the number 1 in your timing and scoring. As always, drivers have the ability to use the custom paint schemes, which means the number on the car may not always correspond to the number in timing and scoring. Baran up and out of the way cleanly of this battle for 2nd. And it will continue into turn number 3. Stanton cutting it down. I call it a foot a lap is kind of what it feels like at this point. It doesn't look like much, but the gap is now down to 0.2 of a second. Call it 2 car lengths as they get off at turn number 2. Looking back in the pack, Joseph Smith, Derek Love, Austin Rich Miller going to resume their hostilities. Wonder if there's not a little bit of damage on the front of that number 8 machine. Try to get a good look at it here as they come off the corner. No, that car looks clean. Here's Miller looking down to the inside of Love into turn number 3. Love not able to attempt the crossover on corner exit. That fight for second is absolutely spectacular, but off at turn number 4, cross flags are up halfway home for that man, Brandon Buchberger. He is your race leader as Jeffrey Stanton going to look to the inside of Wayne Hutchison into turn number 1. Stanton's been very good on the inside of the racetrack here so far this evening. So give us a shout in the comments here. Let us know where you're watching from. Try to make these as interactive as we possibly can. Here is Nate Ranke. Manuel Paredes going to battle side by side off of turn 4. One thing to note here, this racetrack is slightly asymmetric in that the start-finish line is more towards the turn 4 exit side of the D-shaped front straightaway. It does not sit right in the middle of that dogleg front stretch. Might not think it makes a huge difference, but if you're going to try the pass off at turn number 4, you really got to have the pass almost completed by the time you get to corner exit. Big moment there for Nate Ranke. Nice save. Ryan Steele, Thomas Lewandowski going to continue to battle. We've got battles all over the racetrack here. This fight is about 1/10 of a second between Steele and Lewandowski. Just back behind them, Pablo Donoso, Josh Batista within a car length. There was a perfect example of what we were just talking about. Batista slid just a little bit high on the exit of the corner, but Batista was not able to clear him before the start-finish line. Matt Wagner checking in saying, I'll have to make an appearance next week. I'll do some practice. We'd love to have you out here, Wags. Our buddy Mike McCullen saying he's watching from the headquarters of Blue Flag Studios, getting Reed to record another episode of Pizza at the Pagoda. We're glad you can use your mouth well, brother, because the grammar is pretty atrocious. Let us know what you're drinking tonight, by the way, in the comments here, Mike. We can start that tradition over here. Slide back in the pack here. Pick up Joseph Smith, Austin Rich Miller, and Derek Love. He says he's not drinking anything yet. What's the fun in that? I say that while I've got a big old glass of sweet tea here in front of me. It'll be 50 laps down, 30 laps to go this time by for Brandon Buchberger. Buchberger holding a lead. Actually, we can show you the intervals here. 1.7 seconds over Jeffrey Stanton. Everybody in orange is a close battle. This is the fight you're watching here right now. is that fight between Joseph Smith, Austin Miller, and Derek Love. Ooh, Miller and Love almost made contact on the exit of 2. We're going to slide a little bit further forward here because this battle is for the 4th position. Ryan Steele, Thomas Lewandowski. We're used to seeing these guys battling for the top spot. This is for the position one step off the podium. Top 3 have settled themselves in nicely. Let's take a look here at the weather conditions brought to you by our friends at the Weather Center. Track temperature up to 81 degrees Fahrenheit. That's freedom units for all you fun-loving Americans out there. We don't do the calculations and conversions to Celsius around here. You are on your own there, folks. Overall, not too hot, though. Still a lot of grip left in this racetrack. This fight settles down. The one between Manuel Paredes and Nate Ranke going to start to heat up. Ranke down to the inside. Paredes trying to keep that car wound up on the outside. You're basically trying to pin the car of Ranke down to the inside of the racetrack. There's going to be absolutely nothing there for Manuel Paredes. He will give up position number 8 to Nate Ranke. Paredes is going to look back down to the inside. That forces Ranke up to the middle lane. Nice crossover. Doesn't get it done before the line. We'll see if he has the momentum to turn 1. He does not. That fight settles in. And just like that, the battle picks back up again between Steele and Lewandowski. These drivers are catching Wayne Hutchison for the 3rd position. There may be a fight there after all before all is said and done. Not a ton of time left in this one, however. Next time by for your race leader, Brandon Buchberger, it will be down to 20 laps to go. This battle has been raging this entire race just about. Joseph Smith, Derek Love, Austin Rich Miller, all nose to tail. Smith doing a nice job of holding that yellow line. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact there. Was that the first of the Teddy Christopher bumps there from Derek Love on Joseph Smith? First one says, I'm here. Second one says, you better move. The third one isn't so much as of a bump as it is a I'm burying you in the outside fence. So interesting to see how these drivers take different lines into these corners. Miller going to have a look down to the inside of Love into 3. Forces Derek Love to use the high side of the racetrack. Nice pass by Miller. He set that up very well. Made his move at the entrance to 3, and it was all power coming off the corner. Manuel Paredes, Nate Ranke back at it again here. Paredes down to the inside. Ranke going to run the high side of the racetrack. Slide a little bit forward here. Pick up Ryan Steele, Thomas Lewandowski. They've lost a little bit of ground now to Wayne Hutchison as we head to the later stages of this race. Inside the final 25% of the gap's up to 1.2 seconds. Tell you what here, race fans, Jeffrey Stanton starting to eat into the lead of Brandon Buchberger. Currently sitting at 1 second. It is fluctuating between 1 second and about 0.8 of a second. Little tiny misses of the marks is really what's making the difference here. But I tell you what, that 3 of Buchberger is just fantastic. Although he had a big moment off at turn number 2. Let's go on board here with your race leader. You can see the back end of the car wanting to step out just a little bit on corner exit. And they will hit lap traffic with about 10 to go. Lewandowski and Steele going to resume their hostilities. Lewandowski's within a car length as they get off at 2 that time by. And it'll be 10 laps to go for race leader Brandon Buchberger. Jeffrey Stanton, Wayne Hutchison holding on to those podium spots very cleanly. Pretty cool to see Wayne have a good run here. He devotes so much time to this Silver Crown community. Getting very competitive setups built. Race-winning setups, in fact. And he absolutely gives them away. The bane of the setup shop's existence is a guy like Wayne Hutchison. This continued fight, Smith, Love, and Miller. Show you your race leader here as he comes around West Shire. Jeffrey Stanton will clear Shire cleanly on the entrance to turn number 3. Absolutely dominating performance tonight out of Brandon Buchberger. He's led every lap, just about every lap anyway. Oh, and the caution flag is out. Yellow is out. One car around on the front straightaway, and that looks to be the 11 of Joseph Smith. Get you a look here at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Oh, big moment. Oh, and he gets into Miller as well. Take a look here. See what happened. Oh, there was some contact there with Derek Love. And Austin Rich Miller got the short end of that stick. But that means we have drama here at the Richmond Raceway. Brandon Buchberger, your race leader, sees a more than 1 second lead wiped away. And we are down to 5 laps to go. Lights are still on the iRacing safety car, so we should see them go off next time. And there is a green-white checkered available. First caution flag of the race flies at lap number 75. We can only hope we get racing like this 1 week from tonight. 100-lap feature at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Coming up the first weekend in October. First week, I should say, of October. 100 laps at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. A couple of great races going to be coming up here. Take a look at the iRacing safety car, and lights are still on. Oh, man. We could get a restart with 3 to go and a chance at a green-white checkered. See Buchberger down to the inside of the back straightaway, trying to get on some cooler asphalt. The other one the drivers will use is getting way up by the outside retaining wall, Try to take just a little bit of the heat out of the tires here. One more time, we'll take a look at the weather conditions brought to you by our friends at the Weather Center. 80-degree track temperature, so this is kind of right in the wheelhouse of where these drivers want this to be. I can't believe the lights are still on the pace car, though. That would mean a 2-lap shootout. Oh, man, this is going to be exciting. Yeah, Mike McCullen checking in. Well, this makes things interesting. Yes, it does. Mike, the slow-rolling chicane on Twitch. All right, race fans, who's it going to be? Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. And we are working lap number 79. This would be, unless it's going to go green-white checker here, this would be a one-lap shootout. We haven't seen the lap counter go up. But I believe that's what you're going to see here when they come across the start-finish line. We'll see what this looks like. If they take the white flag this time by BUCHBERGER back on the hammer quickly. Yep, there you go. 2-lap shootout. This is overtime for the Silver Crowns. BUCHBERGER holds the lead into 1 and 2. A caution flag from this point on will end the race. BUCHBERGER cleanly off at turn number 4. He'll see the white silk at the start-finish line this time by. And he's going to lead by 1/3 of a second. Oh, but big dive into the corner by Stanton. Will he have anything to get close late in this one? Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Brandon BUCHBERGER going to claim the win at Richmond. Jeffrey Stanton, Wayne Hutchison will round out your podium finishers here this evening. Thomas Lewandowski, Ryan Steele, your top 5. Get you your race results here as the winner burns them down on the front straightaway. Brandon BUCHBERGER by 1/4 of a second over Jeffrey Stanton. Wayne Hutchison, Thomas Lewandowski, Ryan Steele, your top 5. 6 through 10, Josh Batista, Pablo Donoso, Manuel Paredes, Nate Ranke, and Laura Gerhardt. Derek Love going to come home 11th. Austin Miller 12th. James Watson in the 13th position. 14th to Joseph Smith. 15th. Joe Gauthier. 16th is Wes Shire, the final car on the lead lap. Tommy Toe, Justin Kleber, and John Baran will finish the race 1 lap down. Take a look here and see who we have available for the interviews here. We will kick off our Victory Lane interviews tonight. Let's see, get the right cameras queued up here. Pick things up here with our runner-up finisher this evening. We'll talk to Jeffrey Stanton here. Tell you what, Jeffrey, you're telling us you just wanted to survive, but, man, that was a heck of a run out there. Nice job.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have gotten to Brandon if that yellow didn't come out. I started burning up the right front with like 5 to 7 to go. It just started getting too tight on entry. So I just tried keeping the car straight and tires under me.
Yeah, it seemed like that was one of those races. You, Brandon, and Wayne all sort of kind of got into a comfortable 1 to 1.5 second gap to each other. Kind of made things, I don't want to say easy, but Lap traffic behaved. Not a bad night when you can go 76 laps caution-free.
Yeah, pretty clean night, so happy to see that.
All right, Jeffrey. Well, congratulations on the podium finish here this evening. Let's get the sponsor plugs and thank yous in here.
I'd like to thank Napa Auto Parts of Rockwell, everyone else that supports me, and y'all for broadcasting.
All right, Jeffrey. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. And let's talk to the man of the hour, race winner, dominating fashion tonight, Brandon Buchberger. Tell you what, brother, you have already one broadcast win under your belt here. You go 2 for 2 to start the season. Not a bad way to kick things off.
No, not at all. Car was good tonight. Qualified well. I screwed up qualifying a bit, but it didn't affect me too much. But once I got by for the lead early, I tried saving tires, and I think about lap 40 to 60, I started burning them up, and then Jeffrey was getting me, and that caution just saved me. It gave me a chance to cool my tires down, and I kind of snookered him on that restart, and I think that's all it took.
Yeah, that was going to be it. I was going to say, were you relieved to see that late race caution, or were you kind of going, oh, man, like these guys behind me are good?
I was actually relieved to see the caution. I would burn the right rear off of it. I was getting so loose off, and I think I could see Jeffrey getting in me, getting bigger in the mirror, and I knew that caution was going to help me, cool the tires down a bit, and it'd be good for 2 laps after that restart. And I just got a good jump on him, and I think he just caught him sleeping, and there wasn't much you could do after that.
Heading off to Stafford Motor Speedway next week, the Nashville Fairgrounds the week after that. Got to be a pretty big confidence boost here, picking up a short track win, knowing we've got 2 more of them back-to-back here. Both 100-lap features at those racetracks.
Yeah. Stafford's going to be interesting, though. It's a nice flat track. You're going to have to conserve tires there for that 100-lapper, and same thing with the Fairgrounds. Those are going to be 2, I don't know. It's going to be interesting races. I don't know. But then, after that, we got a couple big tracks after that, and then I think we go to Hickory for the first time, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement coming up on the schedule here. We hit the Nashville Super Speedway, the Milwaukee Mile, Dover, Hickory right at midseason. There's definitely some wild cards left in this schedule for sure.
Yeah, Texas and Dover are going to be 2 big wild cards. I think we ran Nashville Super Speedway last season, and that was tight between everybody. I remember that came down at the end too. And then we got a couple more short tracks at the end. It's a 50-50 mix of big tracks and short tracks this season. So I mean, it's going to be tight with everybody. I know Tom's really good at the big tracks too. So it's going to be interesting next few weeks. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Well, before we let you go here, let's make sure you get all the thank yous and any plugs out of the way here too.
Just Vinny Sansone. I mean, we got that one setup that we worked on a couple of years ago, and we just keep tweaking on it every week, and it's a good base for every track, and we just have to tweak a little bit each week, gear and fuel, and it seems to work very well for us.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations once again. Looking forward to talking to you again next week. And with that, we are going to wrap things up here from Richmond Raceway. Not a bad show. How about less than 40 minutes, including the Victory Lane interviews? We'll take that one for a fantastic night at the racetrack. Silver Crown Cup Series week number 2 is in the books. As we mentioned, next week we're going to head off to Stafford Motor Speedway. Coming up tomorrow night, the TNT Rock Block triple header, spinning doubles of your favorite hits all night long. In my best radio guy voice there. Going to be a fun night of racing tomorrow night. Coming up also on Wednesday night, it'll be the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. Don't want to miss those guys for sure. Thursday night, back with another doubleheader featuring the Grid Rival Ezra IndyCar Series and the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. But with that, we're getting out of here. For everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure to have you hanging out with us. We will talk to you soon. Have a great night, everybody.